I'm sorry, what was that again?
Like, share, and subscribe. My name is Albert.
All right, guys, we got another one for you today. I think my second Kimber on the channel, but this is going to be a possible concealed carry option if it's not too big. I think this pistol came out about 7-8 months ago. It's the Kimber R7 Mako, the carbon fiber compact edition. So it's one of their, it's like their newest line of their, so you got the box and then you got a range bag it comes with. One of their new line of like self-defense and their new Mako line, the new version of it. Looks like all their goodies are here. So we're doing the unboxing. So get your lock, your little band or whatever, sticker, your instruction manual. So this one is, I bought it used, but it's barely used, and I believe it comes with 2 mags. So this one has an additional 3. There's one already in the pistol. So this gun comes with 2 mags, but you see it's got slots for 5, so you can add more. So the guy got it from added another 3. So it does come with only 2. And then we'll take a look at one of these mags and the one that's in there. So inside one of them is the pistol itself. So there's a mag in there. It's got some oil residue there. Like I said, it was used, but not very much. I think the guy said he put maybe about 300 rounds. And so he sold it, he said, because it was just a little too big. So it's bigger than the, like a micro compact. It's a little bit bigger. I would compare it in size to like the PX9, the TSOS, or even the Taurus GX4 carry, not the GX4. All right, so got the size out the way, but since we're talking about size and before we get into the whole gun, let's go ahead and talk about dimensions. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and show that we are clear while we're working at the gun. And yeah, I'm used to doing this, and it's actually over here on the side. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Get that trigger squeeze out the way. So dimensions, it's a 3.92 inch barrel, so a little bit you know, good size subcompact. Again, not a micro. The height of this is about 5.3 with the magwell, which you can see back here is really thin. The weight without the magazine is 24.4 ounces. The total length is about 7 inches, and I can't talk today. Now the width here at the top, it's just under an inch, but when you get to the side here, the frame is a little bit thicker, and the website says it's about 1.16 inches. So just under 1.25 inches here, down here by the grip, and then the slide is just under 1 inch. So nice slim slide. It looks like they kind of built a little heavier this way, you know, like long ways, or however you want to say it. I don't know, short, long, whatever, but you can kind of see it's a little bit girthy going this way, but they kept the thin profile. So like always, let's go ahead and start at the top. Our slide, the big thing that you notice right away, that it's not super rare. I mean, you'll see some pistols with it, but it's not very common on a lot of the popular carry guns, is the side ejection port, which some pistols have it. As long as it works, I don't really see an issue with it. I honestly see it as a good thing, because if you're carrying a dot, like this is optics ready, that'll probably keep some of that gas and fogging up and dirtying up your optic. So with that, I mean, some of this blowback gas coming out here and your cartridge is going out, it's not really affecting your optic. So that should stay clean, at least I expect it. So when we take it to the range, we'll do a test and see if it's dirty or anything like that. But I think I saw Humble Marksman say how clean it was. He did a review on this about 6-7 months ago, and how clean that dot stayed, and he had ran it I think a couple hundred rounds and never had to wipe it once, right? So that side ejection port is kind of cool. And it has a FNC finish, which is hydrogen and carbon infused finish, which I have no idea what that is, other than that it's hydrogen and carbon, but something fancy. So FNC finish. As you can see, this is optics ready, so it does have your plate here. Has some little serrations here. I wouldn't say anything for cocking or gripping there. They're really thin, but it is RMSC or Holosun K footprint directly milled on here. So you can put that Holosun K, a nice small optic. If you wanted a bigger size window, see one of my previous videos from the other day, the Gideon Judge XL. Really large window, and an RMSC footprint, so that sucker would mount right on here. The irons, you got 3-dot True Glow Tritium Pro night sights. So you have the orange ring in the front, and then you have 2 white rings in the back, but it's super easy to pick up. I'm probably going to take this instead of to the range, maybe out to the ranch and see what it looks like in the daylight. See if they stay kind of bright or if they kind of wash out in the sun. The serrations are nice down here at the bottom. These are kind of thin, like you can barely feel them. I mean, obviously you're going to grab it, you're going to rack it. It's not going to be a problem. But sometimes maybe grabbing up here from the front, you really have to grip down and pull it. Again, not going to be a problem, but you just have to know that you got to get a nice firm grip from the front, because these are not super deep. You can kind of see there they're not extremely deep, but not a problem, right? You just give it a good squeeze. Not going to be an issue. Do wish they were a little deeper, because sometimes, hey, in a haste or in a hurry, I've never used that word before, but sometimes these were a little deeper. Sometimes if you're in a hurry, you can just grab and, like, you know, really quick, and it may slide with not a deep enough serration, where something a little deeper you can catch it real quick. So I do wish there was a little deeper, maybe even a little higher up here. And again, these are really, really thin. Like, I can barely feel them. So that's, to me, that is lacking a little bit, but not going to be an issue. Racking it. And if you're carrying, you know, the whole debate, you know, chambered or not chambered, is not going to matter. So I like these little bevel cuts here, I'm assuming, because this is designed for carry. You can kind of see it's got these little smoothed out bevel cuts so it won't snag. So I'm also helping the holster going in, so it's kind of rounded. It's very soft right here. I think you can see that on camera, both sides. So I'm assuming they did that with the concealment in mind there. So now let's go down to our frame. So the big thing that they are saying, or, you know, promoting about this, or marketing, however you want to say it, this is carbon fiber infused. So a little bit stronger than standard polymer. So it is infused into the plastic. I love the texture. Like, it's not super aggressive, but it looks like it's almost like that rubberized, where you don't really feel it and it'd be smooth, but you definitely feel it bite down here and there. And I like that there's texture pretty much everywhere on this pistol, and we'll talk about all these little fancy features. The back strap all the way up to the beaver tail is textured. The front is textured here, where you're going to get that strong hand there, those couple fingers there. I mean, it just feels, it feels like it belongs in your hand. I really like the contour shape of this grip. It kind of goes up high here, and I think this is the small back strap. So it does come with 4 interchangeable back straps. So let's talk about that before we talk about the rest. And I'm going to assume it's the small that's installed. So these come with the gun. Oh, don't want to lose a little spare part there. Just put that back in there, in our chamber flag. So these are the other options you have. You have 3, so there's the 4th one, and they're labeled in the back. So you have a large with the L, you have a medium there, and then you have a extra small. So I'm assuming what's on here is a small. So let's just look at a size comparison between the small and the large, or extra small and the large, and you can see that it's a huge difference. So I'm probably going to slide this puppy on the large, because my hand can get in there and push my palm a little further back, since I have a little bit bigger palms. So definitely going to switch that out. But wow, you can see that it's going to make a tremendous, and I have it upside down, it's going to make a tremendous difference going up to that beaver tail in your palm, whereas this one is just kind of super flat, and then that large is like just big difference. Look at that. So that's pretty nice that there's 4 different sizes for all shapes and sizes of your hand. So I think I'm going to end up going with this large, just to push my palm a little further back if I need to. You never know. So those are kind of cool. They give you 4 of them. Usually there's 2 or 3. I don't think I've seen one with 4, so that's kind of cool that there's a 4th dimension there. And then talking about still the frame, these cuts, it's like a dual undercut here. You have one on the trigger, and then one back here that it's really nice and deep, that I wish other pistols, I've kind of thought about it myself, like, man, I wish it was a little higher, because then that finger can really get underneath there. And like it does, you just grab it and it just feels super natural. It just feels like it's a part of your hand, like an extension, like a natural grip. You know, you don't feel like something kind of herky-jerky back here, or something, you know, pulling on your fingers. Like, once you're in there, it just, man, it sits nice. I really do like that. It comes with the flared magwell, which it is removable if, you know, you feel like you're going to carry this and this is printing too hard, or you just don't like magwells. You can take that off, so that is an option. Just pop that right off. It comes with your Picatinny rail, so you do get 3 slots. I like how there's texture all across the side, and if you notice, it has like these little built-in gas pedal, these little shelves. So when you have that grip there, and for my bigger hands, like I can feel my fingers down here, so I think I'm gonna go with the large, but it's not bad with this small, to be honest with you. Like it's a beefy gun, so it fits nice. But you see how I naturally just go there, and my thumb is gonna sit right there, and like a little mini gas pedal. So when you get that recoil, that should help. Really, really nice. Here's our slide stop, and of course this is like almost like a Glock style takedown. There's your slide and your mag release. I'm not a fan of this feel of it. It's kind of like a half circle, and it's just very smooth, and it's just, I mean, it's in a good spot. Like it's not out of the way, like, or you know, too far to reach. I guess I just would have liked all this texture, and I probably would have liked some serrations on it because it's kind of smooth. But I mean, when you press the mag release, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna slip or anything like that. So man, you get a ton of features right out of the box. And the other thing that I liked is some guns are ambidextrous ready. You just have to move your magazine release, and if you're noticing now, it's the same on both sides. So this is ambi ready out of the box. You can go left hand or right hand, right? You can go normal or weirdo. So for me, normal, all my controls are here. You have your slide catch here, up here. Maybe, there we go, there. You can go ahead and drop that. And if I was a weirdo and using this weird hand on this side, you have your mag release here, which I don't even know how to function with this hand. But you also have your slide catch on this side, so slide release. So nothing to move, like most guns that you have to take apart and switch these parts around. It is ready to go out of the box either side, so I think that's pretty cool. And I almost forgot, so I'm editing this back out. Forgot about the mags, right? Important part. So it comes with two 15-round magazines. And I think I read that Kimber's magazines are proprietary, so you can't, not that I'm aware of, you can't get any other mags, but I think these are somewhere between $30 and $40 or something like that. If I'm wrong, if you guys know something that fits it, comment down below, because I would like to know. It looks like the guy numbered these mags already. But so 15 rounders on a nice carry pistol. We got good slide lock. That's a good amount of rounds there. Beats like a 10 or a 12 or even a 13, but again, this is a little bigger and beefier, so I do like that it's a 15-round magazine, because that means that the frame is going to make room for a big-handed guy like myself. You see that I'm getting on top of the magwell, and that is just perfect. One gripe is there. Did a fast reload, and I don't think, no, I get, I'm worried about, because see over here with the magwell, see that I can't release it because it's not actually inserted all the way. There it goes. Now I can release it. So I don't like that they have these super flush mags with the magwell. So again, if you're trying to do fast reloads, if you got bigger hands like me, I can't really get that space to push this in unless I'm using a finger. But normally I just like to use this. So if I do it really quick, I think that could be an issue where my palm or the hand is going to hit the outside of the magwell. So I'm going to see if they have any extensions or a little bit bigger base pads, because I don't like that. It should have been sticking out just a little bit more. I would have preferred it to be probably about right there, just sticking out some. That way you can just get a fast reload and not worry about the magwell hitting you first versus you putting pressure on the magazine. So that is a complaint that I will have. Don't like is that these are super flush. So if you don't get it right again, it's not going to go in all the way. So then the trigger, they market this one as their performance carry trigger. So for some of you Kimber fanatics, maybe you can comment down below and tell me what that means. What's so special about the trigger? The only thing I noticed is you got your little safety bar here on the side, right? So let's rack this. If you're not engaging that safety bar, it's not going to go off, right? There's no manual safety or anything like that. So once you get the little safety bar with your finger, and I love that it's a flat face trigger. I love flat face triggers because I have slightly bigger hands, and then that curve sometimes kind of hits me out here in the front. So I like this, that I can just get in there. Now it says it's 5 to 6 pounds factory setting out of the box. Let me tell you, there is a little uptake right there, and then you hit a really hard wall. A lot of carry guns have these heavier triggers because you're carrying it, you're moving around, so you don't want a 1.5, 2 pound trigger and something accidentally just pull it and it goes off. So I understand the reasoning behind these heavier triggers on the carry gun, right? You guys can comment below if you agree or disagree, but I do understand. I don't need this going off accidentally and blowing my my love gun off there. But so you have that little bit of uptake, and I went a little too hard. So you have a little bit of uptake there, and you do hit a hard wall right there, and you get a little bit of pressure, and it's a little, I don't want to say it's spongy because it's a hard spongy, and then it's a nice audible click. Let's look at that one more time. So you get the safety there, you hit a wall, and then you get a little bit of pressure and it moves, and then it just breaks hard. And let's take a look at the reset. So almost back to the beginning, it looks like, and a really audible click. So it looks like it's going right back, and there's that little hard press, and then a hard break. So for a carry gun, decent trigger. If I'm being a trigger snob competition, right, it would be horrible, right? But that's not what this is for. But I like that you know when this sucker's gonna go off. There's a hard press and just press there. And see, I just went really quick, and the reset's not a big issue. All right, so let's see what this is gonna show. I don't really like this gauge, but we gotta get that safety bar. There we go. Hard break, 4.03. For 8.9, 4.1, 4.7, and my average is probably going to be 4.44. So about a 4-pound trigger, 4.5, not quite the 5 or 6 they say. I expect this with more rounds to go through it to soften up a little bit. But now we're going to head to the range, test out the accuracy, and see how this feels. Right now we're going to do our normal first mag out the box. It's not technically out the box as used, but first mag for us, it's got less than 300 rounds, I think. And then we'll do our 4-round accuracy.
What is it?
Oh, we're shooting the Kimber Mako R7 Carbon Compact. So one thing I already mentioned earlier I don't like is the flush mags, but I got something for that on final thoughts. So here we go. I'm worried about 21 feet. First mag, I'm going from the center. Let's see. We're going to start our 4-round accuracy. Considering this is the conceal, we're going to do the 5 yards, 7 yards, and 10. So the first one is the 4-round accuracy at 5 yards. Feels like it's getting softer. All right, now we're back to 7 yards, 21 feet, 4-round accuracy. Drop that one. All right, so now we pushed it back to 10 yards, finished the last 4-round accuracy test. Let's see how it looks. It definitely feels softer. It could be maybe getting used to the recoil so you know how to manage it, but not a snappy gun, and by all means. All right, we got Tiny's first shots with the Carbon Compact. See if she likes it.
Well, I will say I like the way it feels in my hand. Feels nice, it sits well. So let's see. I love this little lever, like
oh, the little
yeah,
gas pedal, the little thumb rest.
It really sits nicely.
The built-in thumb rest. Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. So
she's a little under the weather today too, so.
I'm a lot under the weather, so we'll see how we can do this.
Let's see how she does.
Okay. It's a little snappy.
A little snappy for you?
Yeah. because it pulls out of my hand. I don't like that. Finding a grip is pretty damn accurate. It's a little more snappy than I thought it was going to be because it does feel a little heavy, but I guess because it's not like metal and it's that polymer bottom, I could get used to it. I could get used to it, but for me, I prefer the all metal guns, so not something I think I would use.
Okay. All right, guys, here for my final thoughts. Right away, I gotta say I love the feel of the gun in my hand and the shooting. It is super accurate. You guys saw the results. I was kind of surprised by how tight those groups were. I think everything was under 2-inch groups, and that's just the standing practical accuracy. I'm not sitting on no bench rest. There's no a vice or anything like that. It's a super accurate pistol. Not a ton of muzzle rise. If you look at that slow motion footage, you do have that felt recoil. It's not a snappy recoil. I really got to learn how to describe some of these a little better, but it is like a hard, deep recoil. Like you feel it, but nothing that hurts, nothing that snaps into your palm or your wrist or anything like that. Something that you can definitely manage. And I think it's more of the weight than anything. I think Phat Tactical mentioned that it's the weight for her. It is top heavy, so if you kind of try to balance it, you see it kind of falls. If you teeter-tot it forward, it's going to go forward. It is a little top heavy. So I'm talking about that here in a second. I got some planned upgrades. I switched the back strap to the large because I do have the bigger hand. I didn't put it on there at first because of tiny, smaller hands, but I think now it just fits a little bit better. It creates a little more space back here for me to get a better grip. So maybe it'll feel even better, even though it felt pretty great. The trigger, of course, these concealed carry guns are going to have these harder pulls, but when you're shooting, I mean, you don't even feel it at all. The sights are really easy to pick up in the daytime. I can imagine at night that's really going to pop. Really nice sights. Yeah, I can't say more about this gun. Like, it's a really good pistol, really good option if you can carry a little bit bigger than a micro. Maybe you'll see a future video of it, some comparisons to this, and maybe the Canik Prime. I'm thinking of pulling the trigger on that. I'm not sure yet. So that may be a good option because the Prime is a little bit bigger. And then maybe some other pistol in there that's kind of in the same category. But a couple things that I know I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. One out of necessity is, again, I mentioned it earlier in the video, is this magwell here. It's hitting my hand sometimes, not all the time, but I can imagine it being a problem because, as you can see, it's just a little too flush for my liking. I know some of you guys probably say, man, that's really flush. You're accounting for a perfect insert every single time. So I did find a company, RDI Arms, out of Idaho or Ohio. I can't remember, one of those I's, that make the base pads. I could not find anyone else. So you're going to see a video up pretty soon of some upgrades. They make the extended base caps, not extra capacity, just a little bit thicker. They also make steel backstrap in that aluminum, brushed aluminum, I think, stainless steel color, and then black. And they also make compensators that kind of match this little edging here. So it is carbon compact specific. So I may have to deck this little guy out. I ordered some of those base pads. So you should look out if you're really interested in this pistol and you think this may be an issue. Look out for my video here in a few days, and if you're finding this past July 1st, it'll already be on my channel. So subscribe and check out my other videos. I'll probably make a playlist for the Kimber. And I went ahead. They don't offer this on their website. Kimber does not offer this on their website, neither does any other make, because this is a semi-newish gun, about 6 months. But I called them. What is it? Kimber America, Kimber USA, however they call it, Kimber America. And I was able to buy the threaded barrel direct from them. They don't have it on their website, don't have it on the catalog or anything, but I know they have the carbon compact, tactical package or something that comes with the threaded barrel and the Hollow Sun sight already on there, the red dot. So they went ahead and sold me the threaded barrel. I should have that probably in a week or so, because I'm tempted to see the quality of these base pads. If they're good from RDI Arms, then I may jump on that compensator, and maybe because of the weight, because adding that compensator, I may go ahead and get their back strap. Not a whole lot of companies that have any kind of aftermarket parts. So RDA Arms, I'm not saying go straight to them. I'm going to test some of their stuff out, so maybe keep an eye out for that video here, and I'll test it for you guys. But overall, Other than like deeper serrations that I liked, and I didn't like these flush base pads out of the box, I would say a solid 8 out of 10, and I really want to say 8.5, 9 out of 10. This is a really good pistol, really good option. I liked everything about it other than those two little things. But yeah, drop some comments below if you know any aftermarket upgrades or anything like that other than the ones I mentioned. Definitely drop it below, because I am interested in seeing how good this gun can get. And also, if you know where any holsters are at. I haven't looked for any holsters yet, because I may decide to carry this, so I'll have to look at carrying some of these carry holsters for this pistol. But appreciate you guys. Until the next one.
Move, move, move.
What is it?
Ants.
Oh, did you record that?
I did.
Cool, we'll leave it. All right.